You're listening to the Beats and Bars podcast hosted by BATTL Beats. This podcast is out there to shine a light on the most slept on and underrated rappers and producers.
It's battle, baby.
Hey, you're listening to a brand new episode of the Beats and Bars podcast, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've done episodes like this before, but basically it's just me. I'm going to just talk to you about what on earth has been going on. Because this week, it has been a crazy week and there's been lots of things going on, which is awesome. So first of all, I just want to say that finally the day has come where the EP that I've been working on with Wyatt, aka WN, has released on Monday, and it is awesome and we've got a lot of feedback. And basically, it took us so long to make it, but it's just such an amazing collaboration project that we just are so happy that you guys have been enjoying it and listening to it, because at the end of the day, music is all about sharing, enjoying, loving, and just kicking it back and just having a great time. So I'm just so happy that it's out there, and please go and check it out. Please let us know what your favourite song is, because my favourite song is Step Back and Blinds. I'd say they're my two favourites, but a lot of people have said different songs, so it's really interesting to know what other people think about the songs and the whole EP and stuff, and that's great. And we've heard great encouragement and feedback, like the production is top notch, so that makes me feel good because I did all the production, and his lyrics and his bars are great as well. So overall, we've had lots and lots of awesome feedback. So yeah, just please go and check it out because it is awesome. Might just give you a sneak peek of one of the songs now.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Let's go. In a different space, in a different place, got a different mindset. Haven't closed the blinds yet. In a different space, in a different place, got a different mindset. Haven't closed the blinds yet. Haven't closed the blinds, but
yeah, so that is Blinds. That is one of my favourite songs, and it just sounds amazing. We're also going to be releasing a few videos, like music video type things, as the weeks come on, just for you guys to listen to and enjoy. So we hope you like those as well. And I have had the idea to remix a few of our own songs. So we're going to be working on a little acoustic something with this EP as well. So we've started working on that. We've got one of the songs already done, and we're gonna remix in a few others. So keep your eyes posted on that as well, because that is super good and super awesome. It's kind of like taking it back to my roots as a musician with acoustic drums, guitars. It's not really got any hip hop vibes to it, except the rapping on top. So it's quite unique. It's quite unique on its own, so I hope you really enjoy that. So please just subscribe and keep yourselves available to see it and whatever, just subscribe, like, and stuff like that. But next up, the second biggest thing that's happened this week is the cypher, the Battle Beats cypher, sponsored by Lyrical Assassins. So let me just give you some context. A few months back, we're talking quite a few months back, I released my first cypher, which was with people like WeScheme, Legend, Jekyll, Retrack, and WN as well. There's a few more, and it came out really good. And it was released on WeScheme's channel, and at the time, WeScheme had about 30,000 subscribers. So we thought, oh yeah, it'd be great if we can release it on his channel, because he was on it as well, and it did really well, and it really helped out the artist. And I was thinking, well, I want to start another cypher, because that was still my cypher, but it was released on someone else's channel. So I was like, I want to start another cypher and release on my channel, so my channel can grow and we can get exposure to these artists as well. And I was really thinking, how on earth am I going to manage to do this? Because, whenever I post something on Instagram and tell people to check it out, it doesn't always do as well as it should, or maybe I want it to. So I was like, well, I can't do all the promotions myself. I'm not going to manage. And I really want to showcase these artists, and I think it's going to grow my channel, their channels, their careers, And I really think that one day it's going to build up to be something where people are going every month on the first of the month to check out new artists that no one's heard of before. Because that's ultimately the goal. It's going to be a monthly cypher releasing every month with brand new artists. So anywhere from 6 to 8 artists on each one. And it's just a great platform. And like you had back in the day, like on Kerrang, MTV, and those kind of programs, you would watch them every week or every month. And you'd really, pardon me, it's weird when you're talking to yourself, you get all choked up and stuff. But anyway, yes, I want it to be a monthly event where people go and check out brand new artists who are independent, underground, whatever they may be. And it's a bit like this podcast. I want to interview people who are really, underrated and people haven't noticed them yet, so we can shine a light to them. So that's the whole plan with the podcast, the cypher. It's going to be a platform for new artists to grow, and I do all the production, the mixing, the mastering, making of the beats, and Lyrical Assassins, they do all the promotion and A&R and all of that stuff. So we're working together, and it's been going really great. And just to make it a little bit of fun, we made it like a competition where whoever gets the most comments, they basically win, and they get a beat pack from me, and they also get some merch from Lyrical Assassins. So it's really awesome, and I'm just really thankful that Lyrical Assassins has been able to help, because when I reached out to them, I thought maybe they won't bite, maybe they won't want to do it, but they were well up for it, and it is awesome. And it's already had over 380 views, and for my channel that is pretty good, because my biggest video has got 1.1 thousand views, and that was basically like a headphone review, so it wasn't a normal video that I would do. And another bigger video of mine is like a lo-fi remix of the Power Rangers theme song, and that's nearly at 1,000, I think. So I never really get those high numbers, but this is already on 380, and that just goes to show that the community behind the artist sharing it, Lyrical Assassins promoting it, me promoting it, really helps build it. So if we can get this one at 380 since Tuesday, so 4 days, 3 days, what's to show that the next one can't grow? And this can grow and become something super, super awesome that people are going to love every month. And I've already gone up almost 20 subscribers as well, so that is just awesome. It's just been a great project, a great community project, and I loved it. And I just want to say a shout out to Factor 50, CAMILLION, BIZCUIT, St. Jimmy, SWEETDDY, Jackson Pierce, and Eddie Ace. Those guys all killed it, and they all did an amazing job. And due to the voting system in the comments, St. Jimmy won, so congratulations to St. Jimmy. It was awesome, you did a great job. I would say that my top 3 verses were Eddie Ace, Factor 50, and SWEETDDY. SWEETDDY and St. Jimmy. So top 4, they were my favourite verses. But I tell you what, I'm just going to talk about a few of the artists at the moment for you right now. And Factor 50, we've recently started working together. I made a few beats for him, done some mixing for him, and I was really impressed by his verse, his lyrics, his wordplay, and his flow, and his use of ad-libs to help create a full sound was exceptional. Great job. It was a real pleasure mixing. And then we'll move on. CAMILLION. CAMILLION is a rapper that I have been working with a few times, mixing his songs and a few beats as well. And when he first started, he was good. You listen and you're like, damn, he's got some potential. His lyrics are really good. His wordplay is nice. His bars are good. And I almost feel like, because I've mixed about 4 of his songs, I feel like his verse on the cypher was just a huge step up from his side, and he did an amazing job. I heard his verse, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is amazing. How on earth you leveled up? And I was just super impressed. So CAMILLION, shout out to you for putting the work in, man. Sick job. You were a few people's favourites as well, so congratulations, you did a great job, and you're only going to keep getting better as well. And I think next up was BIZCUIT. Now, I'd never heard of BIZCUIT before. Cool name, I'd have to say. And he was just so appreciative of being able to be given the opportunity, and it was his first video as well. So that was cool. That was super cool seeing his verse. I'd never heard him before, so when you never heard someone before, you never know if the verse is going to be good, bad, or whatever. But BIZCUIT's verse was really, really cool, and he was a few people's favourites as well. Like, I'm not going to lie, he had a lot of comments saying BIZCUIT. So yeah, shout out to you, BIZCUIT. You did a good job. Right, who was next? We've got St. Jimmy. So St. Jimmy was on the podcast last week, and he had a cracking verse. Few people who were not English maybe thought that his verse was a little simple, but that's the thing. Music and rap doesn't have to be all about just, you know, fast flow, clever lyrics, this, that, and the other. It can just be a slow talking thing, and I thought his verse was amazing. I don't know about you guys, but I think he, you know, deserved to win, but it was a toss-up between the other guys that I mentioned earlier. But I think his verse was great, and it goes to show that American people are still not quite ready to vibe with UK rap just yet. And that's fine, that's the process. Because a lot of people have said they didn't understand what Fact 50 was saying. But that's just because he's British, and I think they're just not used to those cadences and those accents and things like that. But it's slowly getting there, you know, with people like Fact 50, St. Jimmy, 10K. People like that are really paving the way for the, you know, the underground UK rap scene. And I think that it's going to be a matter of time before Americans are really, like, vibing with the UK rap scene as much as they are with the American, because there's these talented guys that are pushing the boat out there, and they're saying that. So St. Jimmy's bars were cleverly worded, and I thought it was hilarious. I loved his verse, and I think super, super sick. And I'm just really buzzing with how it came out. And then we've got SWEETDDY. So SWEETDDY, for me, I was like, who's this guy? He's slightly older. Don't want to stereotype or anything like that, but never heard of him before until Lyrical Assassins put me onto him. And when you listen to it, it goes to show that you cannot judge a book by its cover, because his verse was just sick. He blew me away with it, really. And he was the first person to get his verse back, so it just goes to show how awesome he is. And he went all in on the video as well, so he went all out, and he did a great job. His verse and the use of his dubs and ad-libs really just encapsulated you and made you, like, just be in the music. And he had his main vocals down the middle, but then he had like an ad-lib that I panned slightly right, and then he had two sort of demon-y voices too that were just sort of on the side. So when you heard his vocals, you just got backed up by this whole kind of like ad-libby dub thing, and it sounded insane, and he did a great job as well. So I'm super buzzing about that. And then who was next? Oh, Jackson Pierce. So sounds like by the lyrics that you were saying that he had a few months off. And Jackson Pierce is a guy that I've known for a while. He's really good, and he actually entered one of my competitions and came very close to winning. And we've always been saying that we should work together, and his verse came out really well. He was a few people's favourites as well, especially Jekyll's. I think Jekyll really liked him, and you know, a lot of people have been saying that's the best they've heard from Jackson. So that's really cool how he's evolving and getting better. And I know a lot of his music can be quite dark, but this verse seemed like it was more of a I'm pushing out, I'm getting better, and I'm pushing through where I've been or whatever. And I thought his verse was super, super good, and it was great to work with him as well. His video was cool, nice white background, really cool, and I just loved it. Thought it was great. Who was last? All right, Eddie Ace. So Eddie Ace killed it, in my opinion. He was second in the league to win it, and you know, you could say that his verse was the best in terms of lyrics and flow and like delivery. I would say technically his was the best. His use of ad-libs and his use of dubs and sound effects was super cool. I thought it was brilliant, and his verse was sick. It was super fun mixing it, and it was just great. I know that he's been on this podcast as well, so big shout out to him for being up for up for it. Trying to get Hollow on the next cypher, so we'll publicly call it out and say that Hollow, you should be on the next cypher, because he wants to be up for. He wanted to be on this one, but he couldn't. He was too busy. So shout out to Eddie Ace, and man, you killed it. It was a great verse, and a lot of people who watched the cypher voted for you as well. So keep doing what you're doing. It was great getting to know you when we was on the podcast and working with you now. It was super awesome, and I think you did a great job. So guys, that was all the guys on the cypher, and it was just super good. And I'm really hoping that this can build up to be something that people really want to watch, and people are discovering new people, because I'm sure that these guys have grown from it. And you know, people, because a lot of the reactors who reacted to this cypher had never heard of a few of the guys, which was really good. So shout out to BIZCUIT who rapped, he also reacted. Shout out to the Real McCoy and Jekyll and Holler at Crazy and Analyst as well. They're just a few people that reacted to it and shared the love, so that just helps get it out there, get it exposure, and that is just super, super awesome. So if you haven't seen the cypher, go and check it out. And I also did a little breakdown of the beat and a vocal chain, so go and check that out on my YouTube channel. It's literally the video that we posted, the one before this podcast episode. So go and check that out on my YouTube, because that was cool. It's just about 5 minutes, just a short breakdown. So I'd appreciate it if you'd watch that too. But I just want to mention that sorry, I just had a message and it's kind of distracted me. But I'm back now, I'm back in the room. So now I just want to talk to you about some of the artists that I've been working on a few mixes with, so you can check them out when their music is released. So I've been working on some stuff for Factor 50, he was in the cypher, so make sure that you check that out. I'm working on some mixing today for a guy called Realism. It's Realism on Instagram. He's a really cool sort of, don't want to like stereotype him and say it's like emo, anime, hard, trap, hip-hop's kind of vibe, but it kind of is, and I'm looking forward to mixing those two tracks today. They're going to turn out sick, so make sure you check him out as well. Another guy I've been working on some mixes with as well is Droob, or Drooby, however you want to say it. I'm not quite sure how you say it, but he's got an album coming out soon, and I will have mixed one of the songs on there, so make sure that you go and check that out as well. He's a really talented guy, and that's going to be awesome. And I've been working on some mixes for Jekyll. Jekyll is one of those guys that always relies on me to get beats and mixing, so shout out to Jekyll as well. He's released one song and he's got another one coming as well. And what's his name? Tiller has been on this podcast many months ago, and Tiller's a young guy from Florida, and he's just released an album as well. So I know we talked about that in the podcast episode, so for those who are wondering, it's out now, so go and check that out. I'll put the links in the description for you all, which is super, super sick. And whilst I've got you all here and you're all listening and you're all engaged, thought I'd just quickly talk to you about a few side projects that I'm working on with a mate of mine. So many years ago, I was in church and a mate of mine introduced me to this guy called Joe. He's a singer, plays a bit of piano, he's a songwriter, and he's got a lovely, beautiful voice. And we worked on some music early on when I had my studio in my old place, and we got on really well. I was making beats, playing piano, guitar, and he was just singing, improvising, and he released an EP with some of his mates called Good Morning Moon, but he's now doing his own solo project, and he invited me down to the studio sessions to record guitar, bass, keys, pads, kind of anything really. So over the past few months, I've been working on that with him, and we've got, I think, 3 songs almost nearly done, and we've got a couple more we're going to work on. So I'm in the studio with him on Monday, the 7th of December, and those songs are coming out good, and we're probably going to work on a couple more. So I'm really looking forward to how they're going to come on, and I know that he listens to this podcast, so I'm sure he'll appreciate the shout out. So that's super cool. And what's cool about that is it's not hip hop, so it's like, it's me going back to my roots, and I'm like writing, you know, like rockier singer-songwriter indie stuff. So it's cool to do that as well, because I think as a creative person, you can spend so much time like just going down one lane. Like you can make, you know, if you make a producer, right, you make beats. Okay, well, I'm just going to make trap beats, or I'm just going to be a boom bap guy, or I'm just going to be a lo-fi guy. thing is, I'm kind of all of them. I can make trap, I can make boom bap, I can make lo-fi, I can make a great mix of a song, I can master a song, I can play guitar, I can play piano, I can play drums. Shout out to my dad, he's got a drum set and drum kit, and I was jamming on that. And it was super just good getting behind the drums. I'm not good on the drums, but I could play with a band. I think I'm at that level, but I can do quite a few things musically and production-y. So I don't want to limit myself really, and that fulfills me creatively, because I'm not just doing one thing. Because sometimes if I'm just making beats, it can wear on me a bit, or if I'm just mixing songs, it can wear on me a bit. Not that I don't enjoy doing it, but I like to mix it up to keep it fresh, because that way I stay motivated. Like a few weeks ago, I could not make a good beat, so I spent some time just getting better at mixing some songs, and then from that the next day I made like 5 sick beats in a row, and that was then the 3 beats that I just posted a few weeks ago, which, you know, came out amazing. And because of that, it rejuvenated me. And then, you know, when that goes a bit dry, I do something else, like go in the studio with Joe and record some awesome music, and then it all works itself out. So then, you know, if you're having a block of creativity in one area, do something else and let it rejuvenate you, and then you move on to a few things. So that's why I'm super happy with, you know, just the whole thing of working with him and just doing music that's not any hip-hoppy stuff, because it just helps. It helps me creatively. And I've been working on some songs for my dad. He's a songwriter as well, and we've really been making some cool stuff. I've been playing on the drums, producing, recording guitar, recording synths and things, because he plays guitar and he writes great lyrics. So that has been super fun as well. And that is one of the main reasons why I bought Steven Slate Drums plugin, because I want to be able to get those acoustic drum samples and acoustic drum sounds, so I can make rocky real life stuff instead of just hip hop beats, because I want to just expand my repertoire. And, you know, next year when we buy a house and I've got my own dedicated studio, because believe it or not, unfortunately, this is in my bedroom. I'm doing the best I can with it, but me and my wife are saving for a house, so we moved in with my mum and stepdad for the time being, just to save some cash. And I tell you what, next month we're going to start looking for a house, which is awesome. So please, you know, wish us the best. So hopefully by March, hopefully we've got our own house and we can start building it. We've got so many plans. We want to Airbnb it. We want to make a studio in the garden, in a log cabin. So we're just going to see how it goes. So I want to make a professional studio where I can have a bunch of artists come and record and just get some really good sounding songs, because I really want to be a producer full time. And if I can have my own full-on studio, there's going to be so much that I can do, not just hip hop. So I'm trying to just follow the wave of how I can make music a full-time thing, and it's going really well. So shout out to Joe for letting me be on that record. That is awesome. But as well as all that other music that I've been working on, I want to start making little lo-fi mixtapes that I can release on Spotify. Don't know whether or not I'm going to release them as BATTL. I probably will. And I want to try and get them on some playlists, because I've made a load of lo-fi beats that are not doing anything. They're just sat there. So I'm going to put together like little lo-fi EPs to put out on Spotify, which will be really good, and try and get on some playlists. I've never done that before, so I'm going to try it out and see where it gets me. And another thing that I want to do is, I've not finalised the details yet, but I want to release a solo EP of just my original music. I want to get some singers featuring on it, some rappers featuring on it, and I want it to be a really awesome music project that people are going to love listening to. I'm not going to sing maybe on it, but I might sing in it. We'll just see how it goes. I'm going to buy a better mic one day, so I really want to release my own EP that's released under my name, that has got not just instrumentals, so that'd be cool. And I've connected with a bunch of really good people now, so I'm sure that when I do that, we're talking loads of months down the line, but when I do that, eventually it'll be super cool. So I know I've taught you a lot about a lot of things that's been going on and a lot of things for you to check out, but at the end of the day, there's a lot going on. I'll keep myself busy. I love doing the music, and I'm sure that you guys enjoy listening to it. Because if you don't know why, I don't know why you listen to this. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please go and check out Low High's EP with me and WN, and go and check out the cypher as well if you haven't, because it's super awesome. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, listen to a few other podcast episodes, and as well as all of that, go check out all the artists on the cypher as well and show them love. But mainly check out the cypher and the EP, because all the other stuff is coming soon. But they're the main things that are important to me right now, and I'd love for you to check out. So thanks for listening, guys. Take care. Thank you for listening to the Beats and Bars podcast. I'm your host, Battle Beats. See you next week.